You're tickling me. Wow.
Yeah, SD, I'm getting real teased about that motherboard. There's three separate people, or I've been like, hey, I have a motherboard. You can just have it.
Sorry.
No,
Eventually, someone
the
will
the
need
the,
a motherboard.
the thing that really did me in is somebody at work on Friday was like, "Oh, I need secondhand parts for a computer," and I came in on Monday morning and I was like, "I have a motherboard," and they're like, "Oh, I built the computer over the weekend." I'm like, "Why would you ask your coworkers on Friday night if they have stuff they can give you and then do it over the weekend? Nobody's gonna say yes on Friday night. We're all fucking off from work to go home." Ugh,
Ooh, it says that
people.
I passed my health check with warnings. Is that what?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, oh no, no. Okay, it's not me. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I can move sometimes.
it's just upset about the fact that once I have all the streaming shit going, um, once I have all the streaming shit going, the
Must be getting windy in your room, huh?
Hi, hello. It's the 10th of August 2021. We're back again to play some Catch the Devil. And Eve's gonna draw some stuff. It's
Yeah.
good to see all zero of you this evening. We have zero people watching right now. That's pretty cool. Um, Joining me on the stream is Eve,
That's me.
Esty,
I'm sorry, it's because I'm a negative person.
Daryl,
-1 viewer clocking in.
and I am your spooky facilitator, Nifty Hat. Or am I spooky? I guess I'm not spooky, but I'm gonna try and make spooky things happen.
Yeah, give it a few months to up the spook levels.
A few months?
Yeah, October. That's when you need to start cranking up the spook.
Oh, for Halloween?
Of course.
I mean, I guess.
Halloween streams we have planned.
Oh, thanks for following, Fragilities.
Hi, fragilities.
Okay, well, I guess somebody's watching. And apparently my viewer tracker's not working. Anyway, yeah, we're continuing our game of Catch the Devil. We're in Schiller Park, the city of Schiller Park, somewhere in, I guess, the Americas, the North Americas. Eve is Emily.
Yeah.
Emily something. I should be looking at these names. They're right in front of me. I have a spreadsheet with them on. Emily Reed.
Yeah.
Her parents would really like her to go to church more often, and she's working at Rise and Shine Coffee.
Yeah.
And had a run-in with a co-worker, Cassidy, who was acting weird, who tried to attack her in the stockroom a few nights ago now. That's about the long and short of Emily, right?
Mm-hmm.
Esty is Dewy, who is the assistant manager of Rise and Shine.
Yeah.
Who actually does an effective job, unlike the actual manager, Jason Coombs. What does Dewey got up to? Dewey called the cops after the incident in the stockroom where Cassidy was like pouring something into the muffin mix and then attacked Emily, and then you guys left. And you heard some spooky music that made you want to cry. And then Dewey just like chilled, I think, for most of the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Daryl is Rio Bulan. You're a line cook at right time for Thai.
Yeah. Oh, line cook.
Oh wait, no, you're not. No, you're not a line cook, right? You're an actual proper. You're a proper chef. I don't know why I said.
Yeah.
I said. Sorry, I said line cook because I've been playing Dish Pit Witches at the weekend, and in Dish Pit Witches, you're only allowed to be one of the crappy jobs. You can't have a good job in Dish Pit Witches.
Gonna do some quick googling to clarify my cook ranks here, just in case. Okay, cool. So I was right about what a sous chef is. That would have been embarrassing. That's good.
Yeah, no, you were correct. I just misremembered. So you're the sous chef at Time for Thai.
Yeah.
You dealt with some people who were delivering goods that were not supposed to be arriving at your restaurant. You told them that they had to remove them. You left Dan the man to make sure that a van picked them up, took them away, and he never got back to you. But the goods were not on your curb, and you did not get fined. So
yeah. And Rio is feeling increasingly bad, but we're sure it's nothing.
You're feeling, your skin feels weird, and you always feel like wanting for something.
Yeah.
But you've also been more capable at your job.
Oh, I don't know if you mentioned. Okay,
Yeah, I think I mentioned it last time you worked. You just feel like, you're doing a little better at everything. It's almost like you leveled up in an RPG. And you're like, oh, I'm a tiny bit better at everything.
interesting.
Do that grind, baby.
All right, I think that's everything. Oh, yeah, Rio's tries to get free baked goods at Rise and Shine. He's been driving Emily to work since there was a stabbing in the area, and everyone's a little spooked about that. And right when we left off last time, everyone had come back into work after Cassidy had disappeared, and they were sold out of baked goods, or nearly sold out. And Rio offered to go behind the counter into the kitchen and help with the baking for a bit, which Randy, I can't remember his last name, the coffee shop owner, was like, sure, and traded you a bunch of like free baked goods gift tokens.
Went over Jason's head.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jason dislikes Rio, because he's a dick. And by that I mean Jason's a dick, not Rio's a dick. Rio might be a dick, but that's not my call.
Rio likes to flaunt Jason's authority, basically. Flout, whatever. You know what I mean. Subvert.
I mean, I thought Rio was just trying to get their baked good on.
Yeah. I don't know. The way I kind of had this in my head is that, like, Jason kind of has this like adherence to what he thinks the rules should be, but like Randy the boss man doesn't really give as much of a shit about that as he does, and so like
One of those ones where like that shouldn't be.
Yeah. Like Rio rolls up and gets free stuff, and the boss is like, "All right, cool," and Jason's like, "No, we're not supposed to be giving away stock."
Yeah, no, that is definitely the vibe. Like Jason's not like a petty tyrant, but he definitely loves his authority a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And is like, if things aren't done by the rules, then that undermines my authority, and I don't like that. So yeah, I guess we pick up with you in the baking. I say kitchen. It's like
mode, baby.
Is that in the bakery?
I don't know. For a little bit of fiction writing here, like, does this coffee shop have like an actual like kitchen, or like is it just like a little baking station behind the counter, or like what do we think this is?
I think it has a bit of a kitchen because you gotta wash the cups and whatnot.
Good evening.
Probably have fancy lantes.
Good evening, Buttery Sims. I'd say yes. It's like a medium-sized baking area. So you don't have like a full kitchen at your disposal. You definitely don't have like, a gas or electric hob or anything, but there's like ovens, there's a big industrial sink, there's like muffin trays and stuff you need to prep the baked goods. There's one of those racks where you can put like the stacks of the trays when the food's all prepped. Don't know what they're called. Don't know if they have a fancy food industry name.
I know rack is a pretty common one, but it's not here nor there.
Is it just called a rack? Okay. But you know the thing of which I am talking about, which is like the really big wide things that you just slide the whole tray of baked things onto, and then just you just leave it there. And like the baking area like opens out onto the stockroom. There's like a door through into the stockroom, so you can just go out into the stockroom and get the stuff that you need if anything is not fully stocked. So how's Rio going about this baking?
I think he's just gonna consult the company standard recipes, perhaps scoff at their overall simplicity, and then get baking.
Okay.
Maybe like a little underwhelmed by how they're made overall, but still just kind of like try and follow it mostly to the letter.
Okay. Are you like scooping your bit off the top now, or are you like, I've got these tokens, I'm good now, I don't need to like fill my pockets whilst I'm doing my job?
Seeing as the coffee shop seems to be in kind of like a somewhat desperate situation, needing to get the food done, I think Rio's mostly gonna focus on trying to get product out as quickly as possible.
Okay. So I will say when you do have to go back to the stockroom to like get ingredients, say like you run out of like what's the thing you'd like run out of in a baking like
yeast.
the
Yeah,
little
I'm inclined to say like flour, but that's a little simple, isn't it?
it's so my experience of working in a coffee shop is that you during service you probably wouldn't have flour in the front. You probably have like prepped your mixes for various things previously. So you'd
That
have
makes sense.
big tubs of different mixes. And then you'd like, put them into things, combine them, and then put them into bake. Say you've run out of like oh, crap, like the little muffin cups that you put muffins into or something.
Right.
And when you're back there, like looking for more in the stockroom, you end up back in the same spot, like around where Cassidy was last night. I mean, you didn't see Cassidy.
No. Rio
Or
got like as far as the light switch, and then that was about it.
yeah. You're back in the area, and whilst you're looking for the muffin cups, like pushed under behind some of the stock to make it less obvious, are some tubs that have the same like style and branding of the goods that were unloaded at Time for Thai that weren't supposed to be there. It's the Schwartz Delivery Group is the branding on it. Do you investigate this, or are you just like, oh, there's these things here?
Yeah, I would say that Rio might perhaps pick one of these up and give it a once over.
So inside they're like big like cylindrical tubs. You pick it up. When you pick one of them up, it's still pretty heavy, like it's pretty full. And when you look inside, there's these like coarse white grains. They're like maybe like yeast-like in size, but they're definitely whiter than yeast.
And like what does the packaging say this is supposed to be?
Oh, it's unmarked. It just says that it's like the Schwartz Delivery Group. And maybe it's like marked as some sort of additive or something. But there's definitely nothing on here that you can look at and be like, oh, this is definitely bicarbonate of soda or whatever.
Right. Well, I think that this is going to be an eyebrow raiser for Rio, but probably something like he might give like a Google later if he remembers, but is mostly going to focus on getting the shitty news.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say that's all I will give you unless you decide to do a roll for study.
Yeah, no, I think Rio needs to keep getting product out.
Yeah, and I think like you got as much information as you did because you're a chef. You're like, oh, well, this stuff's not right.
Oh, okay. So there's something like deducibly wrong about it. Just
yeah,
like,
you're like this product should not be in a small town bakery. It definitely doesn't like the sort of thing that should be in a small town bakery. You don't know what it is, but you're like, this doesn't look like anything that I would put in a baked thing.
Okay, interesting.
But also, I guess you could also be like, well, maybe it's like an all new thing that I've never heard of. Like maybe this is a new fucking Soylent or whatever they call it. Lord knows why that. God, I hope nobody puts Soylent in their muffins. Ugh, gross.
So people is not the twist. Okay, I see.
Yeah, no, people is not. Dang, you just ruined the whole mystery. Mystery's over. Daryl's already solved it.
Yeah, it was all just a big cannibalism plot. Oh no.
Yeah, so
spoiler for Soylent Green in this stream. Sorry.
Yeah, no Soylent sponsorship here. So you're just taking care of shit. Like, you know what you're doing. It's
yeah.
Dewy and Emily. It's like shitty for like an hour or two because there's too many customers coming through trying to get baked goods and then being pissy about the fact that there aren't enough baked goods, and you have to fucking placate them even though they're awful. But it does. You guys came in for like the afternoon shift, right? And as it gets later, it starts to calm down because it would usually calm down. It's like in the evening at your coffee place. In normal circumstances, you would actually probably go, like 20 minutes without a customer walking in through the doors. So it's just like slightly less than regular busy now because of the regular reduced volume. It's like manageable and not manic. And I'm not going to make you guys roll to be like, can you deal with the crowds of customers? Because I don't think that is.
You get injured dealing with customers.
I mean, I don't know. I could offer you the opportunity to take a risk to dealing with the customers, but I don't see either of you as the kind of people who are like, I'm going to stick my arm out for this. Given how bad the consequences of failing a roll in this game can be. So yeah, it starts to quiet down, and a couple of, well, I say a couple, a police officer comes in to the coffee shop. You can see like through the glass door outside that like they have a partner that is in the cop car outside. If you looked, would either of you look? Or are you just like, oh yeah, the cops are here, like whatever?
I'd be like, hey, Nick.
Damn it, Eve! I wrote a name down for this character.
Nope, it's Nick.
It's Nick now. Okay. Oh, actually, no, this is fine because the name I wrote down was only a surname, so it's Officer Nick Walker from the SPPD.
Do you want your usual?
Yeah, yeah, I'd love my usual. Actually, I also need to take a statement from you about the incident a few days ago.
Okay. I instantly become like a little uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's official police stuff. Uh, I SD, I have a question. Is Nick casual with both of you or just with Emily?
I assume because it's like crap neighborhood, probably had to call a couple times, so like at least familiar with each other.
He'd be on like first name basis with you.
Yeah, I want to say like it's like the kind of the cop that usually is around the area when things happen. So it's just like that's the one that'll like come over.
Yeah, he's just like, Dewy, can we use the office so I can just get a statement from Emily? Is that fine?
I just like wave dismissively as I'm like dealing with some stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll lead him to the back.
Okay. So, Emily, can you tell me in your own words what happened 2 nights ago?
So we are about to close up after the big event, the yearly coffee cup spooky thing for the kids to design. And everything was going fine, and we heard some sounds in the back, so I was like, I figured I'd check it out. And at first I thought it was Jason pulling a prank, because sometimes he's a bit of a dick that way. He kind of. And then it was Cassidy, but she was acting really weird. Like I was trying to talk to her and she wasn't responding to me at first. And so I like went over to her and she was doing I don't really know what. It looked like she was like baking for the store, but she didn't even work that day, and we don't bake the night before. We anyway, and then so I went up to her and she like attacked me, and so I panicked and I hit her, and it looked like I might have like I guess maybe dislocated her arm or something when it happened. But she didn't really seem very phased, and she just like I don't even remember what happened after that. We just left and we tried to call, but there was this weird our phones wouldn't go through. Neither of our phones would go through. Dewey was calling you guys, and I was calling the boss because he would want to know what's going on. But yeah, I don't. That's basically what happened.
Okay, thanks. You're doing okay? You didn't get hurt or injured or anything?
No, not really. Just more freaked out than anything else.
Do you have any idea why Cassidy was in the store?
No, she's like, she just recently got her key. Maybe she was just messing around because she like, oh, now I have the key, I have the privilege, so I can do whatever I want. But we're not supposed to come into the store, obviously, when it's not open. So I have no clue. Maybe she was doing drugs or something. She seemed really out of it.
Okay, well, thank you for taking this time to tell me what how how you remember things happening. I'm gonna give you this card, and he gives you a card with basically like the case number and a direct line contact number for him at the police station, because he's obviously like investigating this incident.
Yeah.
But you'll see me around. I'll be back for my
For
regular,
your
for my
usual.
usual, yeah. Do you mind if you can go out front and just get Dewey to come back here so I can
Yeah,
get a
sure.
statement from her? Thank you.
And I go out and I'm like, Dewey, it's your turn to talk to the cops.
You make it sound so ominous that way.
Yeah, gotta talk to the cops. It's just it's just Nick, and everyone's like, and I'm just like, yeah, you gotta talk to the cops. Careful, you might be in trouble.
Dewey, do you come back to talk to Nick?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Are you with us, Esty?
Oh, sorry. I got an email and I got super distracted.
Oh my gosh, please pay attention.
Open that.
I wanna try and get through this so we can get through this and don't have to leave it half finished, you know? So yeah, do you just go to the back room to talk to Nick?
Yeah, just go back.
Yeah, so he's there, attentive, professional, but like friendly, pretty friendly demeanor. Um, and he's like, Dewey, I heard some strange things happened a few nights ago. Could you tell me in your own words what you remember happening that night?
Yeah, we had just gotten ready to close for the night. Rio came in to drive us home, and we heard a noise in the back. I stayed in the front while Emily went into the back. So I didn't see anything, but she told us Cassidy was in the back. There was a scuffle. So I'm like, well, we need to call somebody because she might be injured. I tried to call. We didn't get through. I don't know if a line crossed. We were getting like some kind of music, and it just started to really freak me out. And for some reason, I just started yelling at Rio to get us out of here. And it wasn't until after we had both left that we were able to get a signal and like call the appropriate people, you guys and our manager.
Yeah, thanks for calling as quickly as you could. Some folks around here decide to not involve the police in things, and it can be a real hassle.
Do you have any idea what if the phone thing's common, like not getting through and getting some kind of like radio signal instead?
This is the first I've heard of it. He tries to like not look concerned, but he's obviously, the sort of genuine person that he's bad at concealing the fact that something is concerning to him.
Oh.
Yes, it's the first I've heard of it, but I'll definitely talk to the boys back at the station on the switch, the guys who deal with the switchboard, and see if they know anything about it.
Okay.
And you're doing okay? Everyone's okay? Nobody was hurt or anything?
I mean, besides Cassidy, but I don't. Like haven't heard anything, so I don't know if she's still doing okay or not.
Okay. Well, thank you for your assistance. And he gives you the same deal as Emily, I think, so you can call in if you remember anything or you think of anything, or if you see Cassidy again. Um, sorry, I should have said that when you were talking to him, he would have also been like, if you see Cassidy again,
Hmm.
call and let us know.
Yeah.
And Nick, like, thanks you politely, takes their coffee. What's Nick's regular coffee? Since
Uh,
Eve, since you brought him into life as a character, now you need to know what coffee he regularly drinks.
he gets Americano with 2 milk, 3 sugar, and a muffin on the side.
3 sugar. Man, his
Yeah.
dentist does not like him.
He likes orange cranberry muffins specifically, but when we don't have those, he goes for a bran.
Okay. Give me 1 second whilst I update this character's name on my notebook.
Love you.
You really diffused this situation. You diffused my ability to make the police officer an asshole.
No
I was
regrets.
looking at the notes and I misread Schiller Park as the most unnotable city in North America.
There's
People
a
forget on maps.
there's a really stupid sci-fi horror movie about giant cockroaches who are trying to conceal themselves in a community so that they can set off the nuclear power station to blow up, because it will kill everyone except for them, and they're all disguised as humans. And their attempt to appear as average as possible gets them noticed by national news because they are the most average American family. And everything all kind of falls apart from there.
I love it.
Um, yeah. So what else? What else happens for the rest of your shift? I think it's
Well, I mean, like Rio's going to go to like his actual job.
yeah,
after having
After
customer work.
the like, once you've done a couple of hours of baking, the heat's off, everyone's caught up. You're flush with some tokens. I guess somebody gets you a coffee to go, and you take some baked goods with you.
Yeah, stack up on free croissants and roll out.
Does Rio
You
leave it?
like nod at Jason as you're leaving.
Like
Jay,
looks people in the eyes as you like eat a
staring
croissant.
out for a croissant in my mouth.
Jason actually left like a few like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes after you guys started, because he was supposed to be coming off shift
Oh,
when
right.
you
Yeah,
guys arrived, but he was still there because his plan today was to work out how to rearrange everyone's shifts because of Cassidy being
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And then all the baked goods sold out ridiculously fast, so he spent his entire time dealing with that shit. You know how it is in real retail. You had one plan, and now you can't do the one thing you want to do because it's too busy.
Yeah.
He's gonna be making the schedule on his own time now. Poor guy.
So
Whatever, he's a dick anyway.
I'd say that, like, the only other thing that is notable that happens today, or I don't know, I guess, but let me phrase this as a question first. Is that, like, oh, not a question. You guys are like you're like a local franchise, and you have a lot of, like, you don't have a lot of irregular customers. Like, you have some walkthroughs, but this city's not like a tourist city, so most of the customers
No, it's like
are,
if somebody's going to the city nearby kind of thing and
yeah.
they need a pit stop.
So it's mostly the same people coming through. So you do notice that, like, close to close. In fact, I think this is why you notice, because you're like, oh, is this going to be a hassle to deal with? Is a customer comes in, it's a dude in his like mid 20s, but he like when you see him, until you see him close up, he looks like he should be older. He looks like weathered, and tired. Um, and he just like gets a coffee, and he has this big like sports bag with him that is obviously very heavy. He's like walking with a little he's walking with a little bit of a limp that is accentuated by this heavy bag that he's carrying. Um and he sets his coffee down on like a table and pulls some equipment, some like I guess like old school radio equipment, like Bakelite radio stuff out of the bag. And is like tuning the radio for something. You can't tell what, because he's like he gets headphones out and plugs it in and plugs them into the radio.
I definitely gossip about it. I'm like, look at that weirdo.
Is this like
What the fuck's going on?
where exactly is he?
He's in like the corner. There's like a corner table in the cafe, so he's not like trying to be discreet, but he's also not like, hey, I'm gonna do
In
this
a way.
within
Yeah.
line of sight of everyone. But you know, he's not doing anything wrong. You're just like, that's weird. Who brings their radio equipment to a cafe?
To a fucking coffee shop.
Um,
I want to clean the tables nearby him.
okay.
I would have kept an eye on him, but because Emily's like over there doing her thing, Dewy just like continues just kind of staying where they are and just keeping an eye on Emily and the new radio host in our corner.
Okay, so Emily, you're gonna roll a study.
Do I do it in the live show?
Yeah,
And it was
2d6.
6. Oh, exclamation mark.
Yes.
2d6, right?
Exclamation mark R space 2d6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
6, 7, 8.
Oh.
Okay, that's 8 plus your
Oh, I
sharp.
do. Yeah, I think I have. Sorry, I don't have my. I don't think.
You have 0 sharp. You have 1 steady.
Oh. Oh, okay.
On the 7 to 9, you may ask the GM one question from the list below. What here should I be worried about? What here might be useful to me? What's about to happen?
What's about to happen?
That is.
How good I am at asking questions.
No, I think all of these questions kind of overlap with the same thing, which is like when you're close enough to him, you know, when somebody has like big headphone cans on and they have them loud, so you can still hear some of the audio like leaking out of the headphones.
Yep.
I know this because I do this all the time, and people can probably hear what I'm listening to on my headphones, but I do it in my own home because I'm not an asshole. You can hear like some of the notes of the music that you could hear coming out of the out of your phone a couple of nights ago when you tried to call. It doesn't have the same audio texture anymore. It's more like you know when you like play like a square wave note on your thing, like a monotone note on your computer, like a synth note,
Kind of.
or like a dial tone.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
It's like that's the audio quality, but you can tell it's a similar thing because the notes are the same, and also it's really coming through really shitty. It's like distorted on the radio, and like it'll like go out of focus, and then he'll adjust the dials to try and like bring it back in, and it'll crackle back out again. But yeah, I think what's about to happen is this guy is going to lock in on like, hey, this place is connected to this music.
Oh.
He's gonna lock in on that? Like he's searching for the music?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm, okay. I guess I like do my best to hang around as like cleaning the tables as thoroughly as possible, but until I'm like, okay, it'll be way too suspicious if I just stay here. So I'll go over to Dewey and be like, dude, that guy's really sus.
I'll say that also this really doesn't help with your whole he's really sus thing. Is I'd say that when you are cleaning around him, at some point you like enter his peripheral vision.
Mhm.
You know when somebody's
I
doing
pretend
something.
to like be bouncing to the music
Yeah, yeah.
when it happens.
It's like when somebody enters your peripheral vision and you're like, oh, you turn to look at them because you want to know what's going on in your peripheral vision. Um, and he looks away from you too fast. Like
Okay.
he's
I
trying
pretend
to
not to notice that he looked. That's what I would do.
he's
That's
trying
what
to
Emily would
not to look at you.
do. Hmm.
Okay.
And you're just like, hey, he's just like being. What was
Yeah, I said sus, but
right?
I don't want to give details in case somebody's listening. Which is why I just say he's like really sus. Like I think he's up to something, but I I don't know what.
I just want to say if like um if Dewey saw like him not making eye contact with Emily and he's got his headphones plugged in and he's being like weird in the corner, Dewey's assuming that he's like looking at porn or something. So
Yeah.
Listening to porn on his radio.
yeah. I just assume like it's something nefarious. Like it's like, are they trying to distract from the fact that they're like recording people? Like what is he doing that he's being a weirdo that he's like, trying to hide? So I'm gonna go over and ask what exactly it is that he is doing in our cafe with his gigantic bag of radio stuff.
The first thing I do is I make it look like I have no clue what's going on because I just literally walked over and was like, dude, he's really weird. And then you went over there. I was like, oh no, he's gonna know I went over and told. So I try to act like as natural as possible. Like, oh, that's weird that you're going over there after I was just over there.
The trick is to always act super busy. Like
Yeah.
you have so much shit to do.
Just like, hey, sir,
I
you
start
really just want to
folding
stick down
papers.
here all day.
Like I start organizing papers that don't need to be organized.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
Stack
pretend
up
that
the
I'm
don't need to be
organizing them.
stacked.
But yeah, you just walk up to him and you're like, sorry, what was it you said? Because
I'll say, hey, what exactly are you doing with this setup here in the cafe today?
when he realizes you're trying to talk to him, he like immediately reaches over and like switches the radio off, like carefully puts the headphones, like takes the headphones down, puts them down on the desk. And,
Oh, would I have heard any of it as he did that?
no, you would have had to roll a study in order to hear any
Okay.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And he yes, he tends to look at you. He's like, sorry, could you, what was it? What did you want? Sorry.
And so I repeat, like, what are you doing with your radio setup here?
Oh, this is this is gonna sound kind of silly. Um, it's a supernatural investigation.
Are you looking for coffee ghosts?
He goes,
No, not coffee. Are there coffee ghosts?
I'm not the one with the equipment.
He gets like a little notebook out of his pocket, and you can see him writing down on it like rain or
Coffee
shine
ghost, question
coffee,
mark?
maybe coffee ghosts
This
question
is
mark.
this is so not what I was expecting.
Did you get like a voice talking to you in here, or?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to go into detail about
Well, I guess if you don't tell me, I'll have to kick you out.
his expression hardens a little bit, and he does something that is going back on the distinctively weird vibes. He like reaches down and touches his ankle, like the fabric between where his trousers and his socks
You got a
are.
gun. No, I'm kidding.
What?
You better not lift that hand closer to yourself.
I okay. I just well, what specifically would you like to know?
What exactly are you listening for here? Are you just checking around for ghosts, or are you checking around to see if like there's something here that you've heard before?
Um, how can I? Let me just let me just be straightforward with you, Miss. I'm sorry. What's your name?
My name is Dewy.
Dewy. Let me just something something weird is happening in this city. Um, and it's a sound has something to do with it. There's like a sound thing that I've been tracking around the city, and I thought I could pick it up here.
What's the sound?
Um, I mean, do you
Emily is like next to him. He doesn't like. Basically, he was busy in the conversation. She's now sitting at the table next to him. She's like, "It's the music, isn't it?"
if I told you it was dangerous, would you listen to me and not keep pushing for this?
Because Emily said it's music, I want to respond. If it's music, we've heard it.
Yes, and how did that go for you?
We were trying to call the police because our coworker was acting really weird in the back.
Your coworker?
Yes.
It's immediate, like, oh, this. What happened with your coworker?
I look over at Emily since she's the one that dealt with it, and I notice she's also getting more excited, and I feel bad that we just kind of like ditched our jobs. So Dewey's like, just
Whatever.
fill
No one's
me
in
in.
the store.
I don't get in trouble in case they come back. So just feel like just talk as she like gets up to like just kind of idly clean, just in case somebody comes in. So it's not like two staff members hanging out.
Emily is very clearly like she puts her feet up and her hands behind her back. She's like, "Well, what do you like? How do we know we can trust you, huh?"
I mean, that's a good instinct. Um, sorry, I know your friend's name is Dewey. You are
Emily.
Emily. That's a good instinct, Emily. Um, but as far as I understood, you wanted something from me.
I mean, so Emily's response is gonna be um Dewey was asking you the questions. I know it's the music. Uh and you're here, I guess, investigate in air quotes, investigating this paranormal activity. I want to know what I'm trying to think the best word is just like I want to know if there was any other incidents with people being weird.
Okay, roll. Take a risk steady, because you're just kind of like pushing. You're pushing him.
2d6. Do I have? I have a
You
plus
have
one,
one
right?
steady, so roll it and then add +1 to the result.
5.
Oh,
Oof.
oh,
Oof. Okay.
that's a yak.
On a 6, the risk turns out badly. The GM will describe how. Um, I need to think about this for a minute. Of how this. I think it turns out okay. It turns out badly that he gets very heated very quickly. Um, you were asking about other incidents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he like starts to get into some stuff and then starts to push back on like, hey, what happened with this coworker? And is starting to be like has a kind of like aggressive stance, which is weird because he still won't look directly at you.
Hmm.
Um, and is like demanding that you tell him more about what happened with your coworker.
Uh, I will. Emily will. Get like not in his face or anything. More like just getting a bit more heated, like voice raising. It's just like, hey, I'm not gonna answer any of your questions. Unless you tell me first because I want to know what is up with like I basically Emily wants to know what other incidences to see if she herself can figure out if this is actually related or not essentially but she's not going to say specifically that but she's going to state that she won't answer what happened until he cooperates with her.
Right, Emily, you want to know what's up? Something in the city is consuming everything, and it will consume you, and there will be nothing left of you. You won't know who you are anymore. So take your I won't tell you about this pride and choke on it. And he like bundles his stuff into his bag and he just leaves.
Okay. Emily will not follow. Instead, she's like busy, like thinking. She's like thinking about it.
Um,
Ponder.
do you think that the security cameras and stuff, like we'd have it in the back area, like probably, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have
So
security cameras?
Yeah, you have security. You'd have security cameras in the stockroom because if somebody broke into the stockroom, you'd want to know what they tried to steal, right?
okay, so
Okay.
I want to say like as he's leaving, can I run after him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because I want to catch up to him and say that we have cameras for the storeroom. Because I kind of want to see it too, and I feel like it'd be a good excuse. Because like if he is talking about the music and stuff, and like can figure out if it's all related, just because like she's kind of freaked out by everything, and just like the coincidence
Um,
of like Emily bringing up the music.
I'm sorry. Are you saying like you can show me what's on the cameras?
Yeah, if we have the footage, like because we should still have it. It wasn't too long ago.
Okay. That'd be wonderful. That'd be great. Um, sorry, I'm my name's Sam Penton. Um, thank you.
Yeah.
I guess you go back into the office to look at the security footage.
Yeah. Um, as long as like nothing happened to the footage and it's all good.
So the footage that you're looking for is missing, but it's very clear that somebody just deleted part of the tapes.
Oh.
There's like a jump in the tapes where the timestamps are. So the things that you can see on the video is that you were there, that uh, Rio and Emily went into the back room, and that you all left in a hurry.
But okay.
So like they don't show Cassidy at all?
No,
And
and
there's nothing in the front between like people showing up.
no. Oh, yeah, I guess that's the other thing that this would tell you is that Cassidy did not enter via the front of the store.
Oh. Hmm.
Or if she did, she didn't enter. Do you just go through like the whole day looking for her?
Yeah, I figured just like fast forwarding real quick cuz like I figure it would have been like some basic idea of when her last shift was. So like setting up with that, I mean like well we knew that she wasn't in the back at this time because like we were working that at the time, so it's just kind of like she had to have shown up at this time and like no like looking for some kind of like sign of her going through the door.
Okay. So yeah, you do not find any evidence of her on the footage. But
Mm.
assumedly, you mention her name to Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, and he knows it's one of your coworkers. He basically says that he will look into it. He's like, there's a missing persons report out on her now. And he's going to look into that. Um, he doesn't have a phone number. I guess it's this. Well, no, it's the that he doesn't have a phone number. Weirdly. Um,
Oh.
or he doesn't have a mobile number. Um, but he says that he will be in touch. I guess he needs some way to get into contact with you
Oh, I was just
guys.
gonna assume he was gonna show up at the cafe anytime something happened.
Yeah, but it's weird, right? If he was gonna catch you at your work, he'd be like, "When are you working next?" Which is a weird thing to tell a
Mm.
stranger who's walked into your store. But is that something that Dewey would just do? Would tell him when you're working next, so he could like.
Um, if he asked, yeah. Otherwise, she would just assume it's like, well, he knows where I work, so he could just be like, oh, when's she in next, and just like show up.
No, he would ask.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh yeah, then like yeah, it would be like yeah, the next day that I'm in is this day.
Okay.
I also mentioned that if he ever wants to talk to Rio, because like there was one, I was like, oh yeah, there's one other person that was here that night, and you saw on the camera. If you ever want, he's like basically here every night we work, just in case.
Okay. And he seems, thoughtful about what you told him. Um, he doesn't have a problem looking at you, by the way. It's just it's just Emily that he can't look at the moment.
Okay.
That you
I
know of.
assume that I wouldn't notice that because it's not something that like Dewey would pay attention to. But if Emily,
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if Dewey would notice that he wasn't making eye contact with Emily.
no,
Okay.
because
That'd be a bit of a tough thing to pick up.
well, for me, I feel like other people are normal and they don't notice that because I specifically avoid eye contact with people.
Mm.
So I tend to notice if people are looking at me or looking at other people. So I want to say, yeah, Dewey probably wouldn't pick up on that unless it's like brought up
Yeah,
that we might.
I'm only mentioning it because he does it in a noticeable way.
Okay, I
But
mean, I can
if
assume
if
why.
if your character's already kind of oblivious to it, then I think it's fair to say that they just don't notice.
Sick. Okay.
Um, yeah, that's. I guess he just leaves with this information. Unless anybody wants to bug him. I have an important question for. Well, not an important question, but a question I'm kind of curious about for Esty and Tom.
But
Uh, when do you think the last time Six saw Windy and Helena was?
sorry, what was that?
When do you
When
think
do I?
when was the last time Six saw Windy or Helena?
Oh, oh, that shit. Okay, because oh man, because this is probably like 20, 30 years in the future, right?
Uh,
Wasn't it like 96 or something?
2006, and it's 2021 now. So I did the math.
Isn't it 96?
2006 when
Oh, was that 06? Okay, I thought for
Yeah,
some reason.
06, and it's 2021 now.
15 years.
No, the reason it felt like it was further is because there was no technology at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
moment because there
the
was
tech level.
Yeah.
bad kids.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that by the time that Wendy's whenever they all got off the island and Wendy was retrieved by his rich ass parents, that was the last time he saw them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like he wasn't really able to keep in touch after that point. Probably just hauled off back to private school or something like that.
Okay. Esty?
Last time saw. Sorry, who?
Helena.
I didn't write that down. Which one was Helena?
That was your
On the
turn.
last
That's
game.
your character in Echo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. How old were they?
No. When did they last see each other? Like when sort of like when they were. I don't know. I'm keen to say like when the relationship dissolved, but that's kind of a different question. Yeah.
Yeah, I phrased it specifically like that so we didn't have to decide in fiction that any relationship was over, and just if them knowing each other will be relevant to what's happening right now.
Yeah, sort of like when they lost contact.
Yeah, I feel like Helen would be probably not talking to them as much because they were both kind of little shits.
Yeah, and she was older, right?
Yeah. It would be like if they had contacted her older, she'd probably be like, "Oh, hey, we went through that weird fucking thing, didn't we?"
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's part of it. Like she kept in contact long distance because she's not gonna stick around, but still talking because it's like, hey, the three of us went through an alien or we hung out with an alien.
Yeah.
Cryptid times, baby.
Okay, so you're still in touch occasionally, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing this down in my notebook.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't click on me when I was thinking that. I was looking at notes and I'm like, what? And I don't see any of those names on my history here.
Yeah, I maybe need to tip my hand a little harder. Sam is 6.
Oh shit! Oh, interesting. Oh yeah.
So
I was figuring I didn't know if you were gonna put them in or if it was just he's gonna know them. So.
Well, that's why I was asking that question of you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could have done everything from we never spoke again to Helena's in the car outside waiting for. I mean, that would create problems for me, but it's your character. You can do what you want with it.
No, I picture if it was still talking, it's yeah, I'm hunting ghosts. It's oh shit, if anything actually comes of it at any point, let us know, and maybe if I can be asked, I'll come over.
Yeah, I assumed Helena tried to just go back to normal fucking life.
Yeah, just wants to live a normal life.
Okay.
Hunting ghosts don't pay no bills. Unless you're a paranormal home inspector.
You can tell from looking at Sam, hunting ghosts really fucking sucks. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's that. Is there anything you guys are gonna get up to over the next few days?
I feel like if Rio is informed of what happened here, of this encounter, that he's 100% gonna go to a military surplus store and pick up a ham radio and start
Oh.
When he picks.
Yeah, he's gonna try and go on an adventure. On his off hours, he's gonna try and drive up hills and see if he can find spooky signals.
Emily is 100% pro this.
Yeah,
Emily's
yeah.
let me do this with you.
Haul his stupid ass radio out into the woods and try and pick shit up.
Dewy is super fucking against it. Seeing as when she did it, she had a full meltdown and was screaming and begging. She's like, okay, guys, how about you just keep in touch with me, with the satellite radio or something. And I'll call the police if you need help.
Yeah, once again, Rio's into dumb shit, and hearing about this, he's like, "Oh fuck, that's rad."
I've accidentally made mine into this germaphobe scared of everything, but kind of please help.
And maybe it's a little war diving thing. So Rio and Emily, Rio's driving around town. You're trying to tune the radio into initially, I guess you don't know. Well, Emily heard some of it on the radio, right? So she
Yeah.
has an idea of what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think Rio's like, we're gonna hear ghosts, basically.
Rio's like, get in the car, we're hunting cryptids.
Pick up some ghosts. It's gonna be sick. Who wants to go ghost hunting?
Pick up some ghosts and then drive to Anal Point.
And you just like driving around trying to get a solid signal on this.
Yeah, you like in like Night in the Woods where May is just like obsessed with going to like spooky places. It's like that.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna go check the cemetery. Oh, we're gonna go check the old abandoned warehouse. We're gonna shit like that.
Okay.
Spooky places.
So I think first, Rio, you're gonna need to roll, take a risk.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if this is quick or sharp. Quick is decisive action, and sharp is mental acuity. I guess it's sharp because you're not doing it in a hurry, right?
Yeah,
you have the whole day to fuck around and do this.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is a powers of deduction thing, it might not work out great. But we'll.
And I assume like you're driving and Emily's tuning the radio.
Yeah. Or like like occasionally we'll like sometimes park and haul the radio out to a less car accessible place and try that. Shit like that.
Yeah. I've got to dole some rolls out here, so I'm trying to decide who they're going to be going to.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do a roll. R2D6. 4 and 2, 6 and -1 because of my.
Oh wow! Yeah, you really like leaned into him making bad life choices, eh?
That was great. Fucking bad choices, good stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
Oh god. Okay. So what happens here?
I know it's bad shit, definitely.
Oh god. Okay. No.
Now I am thinking about like in Night in the Woods when you do go to check out spooky places, bad stuff happens.
Yeah, it's true. Yes. Yeah, just imbuing it with some of that like gonna do crimes energy. Let's go do crimes.
Be gay, do crime.
I think that you do get like a beat on this radio signal, and you like go around town tuning it and like closing in on a closer location, and eventually you are like, yeah, you rolled a miss, so I can do what I want.
It's true.
I think you just get like really caught up in it, and before you know it, you and Emily are like in the middle of an abandoned industrial area, and you've got this radio out on the ground. You're like, I've got it. We've locked onto the signal, and you can hear it coming through, but you're also in the middle of an abandoned industrial area miles from your car. And that is when the signal on the radio goes back to the spooky singing, and both of you need to roll Keep It Together, because you are both being just overwhelmed with horrible, miserable emotions from this spooky singing. Oh, wow.
2d6. Oh shit, Rio's good. Rio's chilling.
It's singing, he's like vibing.
It's like, oh, this rocks. Fucking
that is Shazam.
Can I just say real quick for the rest of the thing? I want to imagine that anytime something's happening and it's quiet, you just hear Rio idly singing the song.
It's like in the spooky tune.
Oh, hang on. What did Rio roll?
That's a 13 for Rio, I believe.
Because you got a +1?
Yeah, I got +1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking.
I just picture like, yeah, this is expected.
I was looking at the wrong Discord. You rolled a crit. Okay. I mean, there are no crits in this system, but you roll the crit.
I don't know.
It
I feel
rolled
like
the
you've
equivalent
also
of
rolled
an
a crit.
almost crit fail.
Yeah, or keep it together on a 6 or less. The GM chooses from the list, and you wound this move. So,
Jesus.
I have to go to my thingy.
Rio's just like, fuck, this kind of slaps.
I mean, I don't think you're going to do that because Emily's reaction is to
Yeah.
scream
There.
and panic. And she like I say runs away crying. It like evokes a funny image, but this isn't funny. She's hurt, and she is running into just running blindly into this building in the industrial complex. This dead
Yeah,
place.
I think so. What
I need to.
does so like what's
So,
the effect on Rio? Is he just like unfazed by the
yeah, and a +10, you are in control. You can do as you please. So you do actually, I guess. How does so in fiction when you hear this music, you become like emotionally overwhelmed by it.
Hmm.
How does
Not
Rio?
Rio.
How does Rio deal with that?
Be emotional.
Yeah, I like this bit of the game comes from my personal experience of like sometimes I will just be watching a trailer or something and it won't even be a sad part of a trailer and I will just feel really, really, really sad for like no reason. But it's definitely linked to like the media that I'm consuming at the time. And like I have strategies for dealing with that, so Rio must have strategies for
Yeah, I'm thinking given the overall success, I'm thinking it'll be for Rio just like sort of like a like you start like you start crying but you don't know why. Like you're crying but you're not like in the emotional place to be crying, you know what I mean?
yes.
Passive crying.
Yeah, like you feel like you can still do whatever you want, but there are tears streaming down your face and you're like, why am I crying basically?
Who's cutting onions?
Yeah. But I think also in response to Emily screaming and running away, he's probably going to turn off the radio immediately and chase after her.
I just picture chasing
Why
with the
are you
radio.
running? Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Dude, it's not even that bad.
Dude, why are you running? It slaps.
We found it. Come on.
Dude, it's not like it's country.
In the way the camera sees this is that you get that sequence of you like pursuing her around this area of like running into the room and catching a glimpse of her but also in the audio for the scene you can still hear that like weird crackly singing music coming out of the bakelite radio.
Is that like in fiction the sound is still going?
In fiction the sound is still going and it's radiating as much as it would from where the radio is where
Even
you
though the
left it.
radio's off?
What? No, you didn't turn it off.
Oh, yeah, didn't I say that?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
yeah, he's
Rio would.
turning it off.
He's joking that he was chasing.
Oh,
chasing
okay,
her.
okay.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm saying that Rio, noticing that she reacted so heavily to this,
oh,
would
okay,
turn
you
off
turned
the
the
radio
radio off.
because
Good move.
clearly it's
Good
distressing.
move.
Yeah.
Then I guess in the movie version of this, what you get is like a weird musical reprieve of the music that you heard over the phone.
Okay.
Of, like the sung version of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess you're just gonna try and chase her down on foot.
Yeah. I'm thinking if she gets lost out here, it's probably gonna be probably not ideal for her. Yeah.
It's
So
gonna be bad time.
I think you have one of two choices in take a risk. Is that if you are like going to go fast and outwit, then it's quick. And if you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking run this down, like she's gonna run out of energy before I do. Right?
Yeah, I'm thinking Rio probably thinks he's faster than her. He's probably just gonna try and catch her.
Okay. So then roll a take a risk quick.
All right. R2D6. Oh, whoops! I fucking fucked it up again. Exclamation R. No, oh no, wrong one. 2d6. No, oh god, I can't type at all. All right, here we go. Fifth chime's the charm. 8. Okay.
Oh no, whatever you did, it broke my Python robot, so that's cool.
I got man. How do I do these things?
I mean, the roll still went through, so
Okay.
it's fine. It's just the dice don't show up on the
God.
stream, which is sad.
It's so many times I found a way to just spectacularly break
Are
things.
these dice showing up on the stream? Oh,
Yes.
right, on the other thing, right?
Yes, yeah, on the live stream.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But apparently, somehow you managed to raise a command invoke area error from EXC.
God damn it.
I'm not surprised. This whole stack is just like held together with fucking spit and dreams. So I would not worry about breaking it. It's held together chiefly by optimism.
Noted.
So let me.
Anyways, that's an 8 for Rio.
An 8 for Rio, or an 8? Okay. I'm going to take a risk. There's a complication. The GM will give you a tough choice. I know what I know what I want the choice to be, but I need to think about how to frame it in the fiction. I think it's like, I don't know. This is a little tropey, but it's you see Emily like run across a catwalk, and the catwalk looks pretty rickety, and you're like, if I cross that catwalk, it's probably not gonna be there. Like, it's probably gonna potentially collapse or something. So you will catch her, but you will be stuck in this place for longer because you won't be able to go back the way you came.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's a risk Rio would take. Yeah.
Actually, no, let's frame this in a much simpler way, which is you can catch her, but you're going to become incredibly lost.
Yeah, I think you'd go for that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So where would you go before you just like collapse from not having the energy to run around anymore?
I don't know. I find it. She'd. I don't know.
Is she like a finding a corner or like a small space or somewhere to sit down?
Yeah, small space, like corner. Corner makes sense. Like nothing like too compact, but like somewhere alone where she could, where people like if there was people around, they'd be less likely to notice her.
Okay, I think you find like it's like somebody's failed startup office where they were like, I don't know, planning on shipping some stuff, some goods that they'd had made. So there's like an abandoned office with a bunch of those little baffles up and some desks and big stacks of boxes that obviously contain whatever goods they were trying to sell and failing. And you just like find a spot in there to like curl up, sit down.
Sure.
And yeah, you find Emily there. Tired and sad.
But she's like still conscious.
Yeah, she's Emily. How do you
feel? Hyperventilating a bit.
Yeah. How do you feel? You just ran around to try and outrun somebody who is a full-grown dude who works in a kitchen. For long enough to get really lost, so you're probably feeling pretty exhausted right now.
Probably just more emotionally exhausted than physically, to be honest.
Okay. Also, yeah, you missed your keep it together roll, right?
Yeah, I marked myself as
Okay,
wounded.
you will take -1 to keep it together until you leave this place.
Okay.
I think it's till you leave this place, actually. Until you've had time to calm down. You take
Okay.
-1 to keep it together. Yeah, so you're in this office. What do you do?
I think Rio is going to apologize for getting her into this situation. And assure her that we're gonna make it back to the car and everything's gonna be fine.
Emily
No
would
more spooky radios.
Emily would be like a little bit sniffly, but she wouldn't blame him. She'd be like, "No, no, I I wanted to come. I still want to do this. I don't know what happened."
Yeah, it's sometimes get freaked out. It's all right. Once we get out of this building, I think everything will be fine. We've gone night hikes before, so this shouldn't be too different.
Yeah. I assume we start looking around as we don't really know where we are.
What's what's like the sunlight situation right now?
Oh, it's getting dark.
Okay, I see.
Your next imminent problem is going to be security are going to be coming to this place, like, nighttime security, because it's supposed to be abandoned. There aren't going to be people here. There shouldn't be people here. Are going to come to this place, and you are going to be in trouble if you get found by them. And I think that's if you are like, looking around at like, where's the sun at? How do we get back? You like look outside and see the lights of like the security company van arrive, and you hear like a door opening and closing and maybe like catch some beams of a flashlight. In fact, I think I'm gonna step it up and it's like they've actually come here because of the disturbance.
Okay, yeah.
Who's calling the cops? This is the middle of nowhere.
It's not the cops.
Oh,
Oh, be clear,
who's calling the security? It's the middle of nowhere.
It's literally their job.
Yeah, yeah.
Emily,
I
it is
think
literally their job.
I think Rio's got to lean in. He's going like, all right, don't panic. This isn't the first time I've done urban exploring. We're gonna get out of this. It'll be fine.
She's unimpressed with him because they know each other. She like mostly knows that like his urban exploring is like when the mall is empty.
I think Rio's gonna focus on trying to find a way to like the ground floor as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some steps. It's safe to get down to ground level. I don't think you don't need to roll for this.
Okay. Yeah, I think given the circumstances, like being on the ground floor, I think trying to like clamber out a window or something like that's probably gonna be the move.
Okay. And you're like gonna try and you and Emily are gonna try and climb out of a window and just like evade detection.
Yeah, as long as she's down with climbing through a window, then yeah.
Yeah, Emily is not against climbing through windows.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess roll take a risk quick.
Yeah, okay. Uh, 8 or no, wait, oh math, God, 10. That's a 10.
Okay.
6.
Oh, sorry, Emily. Did you roll a 6?
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, okay.
Fucking me up.
No, I needed you guys to start failing some rolls.
I only had like one okay roll.
Okay, I know what's blowing the dice server up now, and it can't deal with 2 commands back to back.
Okay.
All right. Well, The good news is because Rio didn't fail this roll, he's going to be available to help you when you failed this roll. And it was take a risk. So on a 10, it goes as well as it could be hoped. On a 7 to 9, there's complication. The GM will give you a tough choice, and I think this is really simple. Is like Rio like slips out of this window in, I don't want to say cat-like because it sounds too elegant for him, but you're definitely, if you weren't so stressed, you'd be impressed by how quiet it was compared to his previous bluster about urban exploration. And I think when you do it, you like catch something, and it like slams the window, and the beam of one of the security flashlights is immediately on you, and it's like bright, and you can't see properly, like you're blinded by the flashlight on you. And I don't think you can. You're like too overwhelmed to hear if they're saying anything to you. What do you do?
So sorry, did I get through the window or did I
Yes,
not?
you dropped out the window, and now like you dropped out the window, and like the window slammed shut behind you, and the noise immediately alerted security, who pointed their 20,000 bulb flashlight at you.
So the person's also outside.
Yes.
And Rio is with me currently.
Yeah, they haven't seen Rio yet.
Okay.
I think Rio dropped out and like stepped into some equivalent of cover.
Okay.
He's like pressed up against a wall or something, right, Rio?
Yeah. Just yeah, obscured in some fashion.
So I'm 17, right? Emily? I think she's 17.
I mean, yes, age 17. That's what it says right here.
Okay, I think Emily is going to put her hands up and like surrender herself.
Oh gosh.
So you do hear voices now, and it's like, stay right there. Is there anyone with you?
I think Rio's gonna give this one like a shh.
Yeah. That was basically I was waiting to see if Rio was gonna like do anything big. She's like, no, it's just me.
Okay, they shoot you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Do I died?
no, roll suffer harm. The damage is 2.
What is this? I don't know what that means.
What, roll suffer harm?
Yeah,
So
like
you
I know I'm supposed to roll something, but you're like it's 2.
yes, you roll 2d6 plus tough, which your tough is 0, so it's just 2d6. And then we'll subtract the damage from it, which is 2.
Okay, 7.
So that's a 5. On a 4 to 6, your injuries catch up with you. The GM will wound one of your moves. So good news is not.
Oh, I didn't have a wound before.
Yeah, now you have 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give you another wound.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry, Eve, but that is just what this guy would do.
No, it's fine.
I have to.
I'd be like, am I conscious?
Yeah, you're fine. Like on a 4 to 6.
What the fuck? That's my response.
Oh, yeah, no, you obviously swear. I'm just trying to decide like this bullet, like, I guess it hits like a limb or something. Why does it not just hit you where he was planning to hit you? Did you see them raising the gun and start to move or something? Or are they just a bad shot? Maybe they're just a bad shot.
Maybe they're just a bad. It's dark out. I wear dark clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, it catches you in like the shoulder. And I'm assuming Emily's never been shot before.
No, that's why
Um,
she's screaming. Is like, what the
yes.
fuck?
So
But adrenaline kicks in, and I think she's gonna run.
okay. So you're out of the beam of the flashlight. So are you just both going to run for it?
I think I think given the circumstances,
Oh, sorry.
while
1 second. I need to wound one of
oh
Emily's
yeah.
moves. My bad. Um, I'm going to I'm going to wound your study because I don't think you can focus on anything properly
That's fair.
whilst you're in this much pain.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna tick the box there. Ooh, this. Oh, right. You've never wounded this move before.
Yeah.
So we need to roll 1d6 to find out which wounded version of study you have.
Uh, uh, 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wounded version of study has changed which complications happen when you fail your study.
Okay.
Oh, and it looks like also now a complication will happen on both a 7 to 9 and a 6.
Oh god.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Will you permit me to do something really stupid?
Yeah, sure, do what you want.
Okay. Yeah. So I think.
Actually, before you do something really stupid, cards on the table. If you just want to leave, I will let your 10 stand. Right? I'm
Oh,
not
like
gonna. I'm not gonna make you roll again to evade the guys. You evaded the guys.
okay. I mean, I don't know if you want to like give me an advantage on the stupid thing I'm gonna do given the
No,
circumstances, but
no, you don't. You don't get advantage in this game. I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know that before you do something reckless, you could use that 10 to just save yourself.
Right. Like, and as far as I can tell, like this guy is like, do there seem to be like other guys near this guy right now?
There is definitely more than one person here, but the other guy, wherever they are not around.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah.
If you
Given those. Yeah.
if you want, actually, yeah, more than one, and if you want more specific information than that, you're going to need to roll study.
Yeah, yeah. I guess given the circumstances that there's only one visible dude at present, Rio's gonna be really dumb. Yeah. So I think Rio is going to burst from his hiding place and try and tackle this guy before he can further wound Emily.
Okay.
Yeah,
Roll take a risk. Tough.
yeah. That's tough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Physical
And
power or resilience.
R2d6. 7. Okay. Yikes.
Don't you have a +1 on that?
No. Tough is
No.
0.
Oh,
Tough
okay.
0. None of you are toughies.
fair.
The GM will give you a tough choice. What was your plan when you actually get to this guy?
Yeah, just gonna try and tackle him to the ground and punch the shit out of him.
Are you just gonna like take it to hand combat?
Yeah, yeah, because he doesn't see me. I'm just gonna throw my whole weight at him and punch the shit out of him and then run away. That's the plan.
Okay, well then I'd say the tough choice is that if you want to make sure he's not going to follow you, like you're going to have to go down with like blow to blow with this guy, that you are he's gonna. I think as you run towards him and he realizes he's not going to get a shot on you, he like pulls a baton or something, and he is gonna, you know, do a meaningful amount of damage to you. I don't think I'm going to wound one of your moves from this, but I think you're going to take -1 to take a risk until you have your like bruising has gone down.
Yeah, yeah. I think that Rio would follow through with trying to knock this guy onto the fucking ground.
Okay, so he like I think he gets like a hit on you, and then you
Yeah,
just like keep going, right? And
yeah.
you go in, you start hitting him. He like swings out at you again, like catches you a glancing blow, and then on the third swing, you like wrestle it out of his hands and just like do you beat him unconscious or do you like zip tie him or
The way I'm seeing this is kind of like like football tackle him onto the ground, get on top of him, punch him in the face like 5 times, and then run away. That sort of thing.
okay.
Thoroughly rattle the brain pan so that he probably wouldn't be getting up for a minute or so because he's been walloped several times. But after that, he'd be capable of doing things after a bit, and he
Okay.
probably would not be very happy.
Um, Emily, you're witnessing somebody being physically beaten in front of you after having previously experienced somebody being attacked with a knife a few months ago. Do you think you need to roll keep it together?
I so normally I'd probably say yes, but I think the adrenaline's pumping.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I don't think so. Not this time.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Also partially because of who it is. It's a person I trust. If it was like some random person or someone I didn't really trust, then I might
I
have
was
more
thinking
issues.
it was more like you would be scared by the fact that he could get injured because he,
Uh,
ran into a much more dangerous opponent with reckless
yeah, that's
abandon.
kind of fair. No, I don't think that's
Okay.
not this time anyway.
Do you take any time to exact your revenge on this person that fucking shot you?
Uh, in the sense that if I see a walkie-talkie, I'm grabbing it.
Ooh, good, cool.
Interesting.
I was like, hey, do you exact revenge, thinking you'd like give them a swift kick or something, and you're like, no, I'm gonna
I
do
mean,
something.
after I
I-
grab, yeah, I would kick after I grab the walkie-talkie, like give him, especially like on the side of his fucking head.
okay. Do you disarm him, Rio?
I'm thinking if I do successfully wrestle him to the ground, he's probably did he like reholster his gun?
Uh,
Because if it was in his hand, I'm thinking he would lose hold of it.
yes,
In
yeah.
this
I don't
situation.
know. He's no, he'd lose hold of it. I think that
Yeah. Okay.
he's like gun in one hand and then pulled the baton out with the other and then tried to engage you in the scuffle, like dropped the gun.
Yeah. I'm thinking the way I would see this is like once I've successfully walloped this guy, I'd probably like get up, step on his wrist to make him lose hold of the gun, and then like throw it into the woods, basically. Like not a smart move, but one that would make it hard for him to
Oh yeah. I mean
return fire very quickly.
there are no woods, but
Oh, okay. Sorry, I pictured a wooded area, but yeah, okay, yeah.
no, this is like a big industrial park, so there's a bunch of
Okay.
like low buildings.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
some cars. Maybe there's something like one of those big like sewer drainage systems, like big culverts that has a couple of inches of water in, and you're
Oh, yeah.
you're just like gonna fucking throw it in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that sounds appropriate.
even
Yeah.
even if you can find it, it probably isn't gonna work very well anymore.
Yeah. It's gonna make it very hard to hit us with bullets in the future from this guy at least.
Yep. Okay.
I also want to say I spit on him.
Yeah.
I'm a very vindictive person.
Dude, he's shot you. Fuck this
Yeah.
guy.
I surrendered and he shot me.
Yeah, what do you do? Do you just leave? Do you just go?
Yeah, I think Rio would try to book it back to where the radio was, and from there book it back to where the car was.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're gonna try and get the radio,
No, not to get the. I'm thinking the way this is because it was running with wild abandon. Like I know where the radio is and I know where the car is relative to the radio,
you don't
but I
know.
don't know where the car is relative to where I
You
am.
don't know where the radio is relative to where you are because
Oh
you
shit!
botched that roll.
Right? Yeah.
When you
Okay.
botched the first roll, you didn't know where the car was, and then you botched the second roll. Well, you didn't botch the second roll. You took a hard choice, and your choice was get
Yeah.
even more separated from where you came from,
Yeah.
and find the person you wanted to find, or not find the person you wanted to find, but not, be too far away from where you wanted to be.
Yeah. Okay. Given those circumstances, yeah, I think that we're just gonna, Rio would
Do the
want to just
cupping.
book it away from here, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, also no issues with that.
Yeah.
Yep. You do. If you're just booking it out of there, you just book it out of there.
Yeah.
It is the very small hours of the morning when you guys. I assume you go home. What do you What do you do? You're okay. Yeah. Let's put it this way.
I would not go home because my parents would kill me.
Yes, because you have.
I would want to be. I would be like, "Can I go to your place, please, please, please?" You know, my parents will murder me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. I think Rio would be cool with that. But I guess we also have the issue of the whole like gunshot wound thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely what we have to deal with next. But that's why I was like, I cannot go home like this. My parents would literally like, I'd probably bleed out because they'd be too busy freaking out about what to do.
I've never been to emergency. I don't know like if they question you on how you got hurt or how any of that shit works.
They would call my parents.
Oh.
So you could lie so that they wouldn't call her parents.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I will make you take a risk for that.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, if you do that, you will definitely avoid. How are you framing this lie? I guess is my question.
So I don't know if Emily would be willing to go to the hospital depending on how Rio sells it.
Okay, well then, guys, you should solve this in character first.
Yeah. I'm thinking Rio's scheme would basically be to claim that Rio is her older brother and that they're out hiking at night and she fell really bad.
Dude, you don't need to.
Bullet in me. Well,
you don't need to lie about the injury. You just need to lie about you being her family, so they don't try and contact.
But he is my family.
Sort of.
But he's your cousin. I guess then it's not a lie. I don't. Does that count? I feel like if you're a minor.
Would probably still want.
I feel like this lie's a lot easier in this case then, yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to sell. But I guess the lie is more like, oh, don't try it. You won't get through to the parents right now. They're not reachable, but don't worry, I'm family.
Yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus Christ, Emily, you're in so much trouble with your parents right now. It is just unfucking believable how much debt you're accruing right now.
Your character's not gonna get killed. She's just gonna be grounded for the rest of the campaign.
So you're gonna roll shop to sell this series of hearth troops, and I guess either Emily or Rio can roll it. Whoever's taking the lead in this fabrication.
He's not taking the lead. She's in a lot of pain right now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I guess this would be Rio doing it. All right. 2d6. Yeah. So that's an 8, I think. 8, right? That's what? Oh wait, sorry. What'd you say the stat was on that?
It is actually, it's probably steady.
Okay, yeah, then that's an 8.
Yeah, I think lying convincingly is emotional fortitude and nerves, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The only reason it was initially we were struggling with a lie is we had to be like, this is how the American medical system works when you go to A&E. Okay, so that's a partial. There's a complication, and I think since we were all like, oh, this is what's going to happen, that we're all agreed that it is going to happen, and your complication is somebody is going to find out eventually. Like,
yeah, actually, on that note, like, is the bullet like in her, or could this just look like a? Okay, yeah, then that this probably isn't okay. That's not nearly as bad as I thought. That's fine then.
But they're doctors. They're not idiots.
Right,
They're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
know that she was shot.
Mm.
But like, you won't get questioned here.
Okay.
Um,
Shit.
I know at least the doctors are not allowed to question you, and they won't want to.
Right, yeah. Okay, I have a sick lie lined up now, just in case it comes up. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. How long does a gunshot wound keep you in hospital for?
Probably quite a while if you wanted to be
Okay,
realistic.
if so I don't like 100% know, but if the bullet's gone, it would be less time. Like if the bullet came out, it would
Yeah.
be less time because they don't have to fish the bullet out.
Yeah, it's like you like have a hole all the way through you, but it's in a non-essential part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe like 3 or 4 days in the hospital before they'll let you out.
I don't like that.
You were shot. I guess okay. How soon do you want to leave the hospital?
As soon as possible.
Okay. Well, then if you want to do that, you're gonna have to roll something. I think just roll take a risk tough.
Sorry, I'm quickly reading.
2d6 plus nothing because you have tough of 0.
Well, I'm not gonna fight people to get out.
No, but like you are going to muscle through the pain of your injuries to keep going when you should still be in a hospital. And then if you I'll lay this all out for you. You're going to roll this. If you roll this badly, I'm going to take carte blanche to make you suffer harm later whenever I feel like it. Because you're wandering around with injuries that should have been treated properly and have now not been treated properly.
Well, no, like okay. So I want like if we're gonna go to the hospital, I'm not just gonna like leave the moment we get there. That would be stupid.
No, but you're leaving before you're not staying as long as the hospital wants you to stay.
Okay, that's fair.
So
So before I leave, I'm gonna be very inquisitive on how to take care of a fucking bullet wound. Because I don't want to just like leave and not know how to take care of a fucking bullet wound. Like, oh yeah, like when I leave, blah blah blah, or like when the nurse is there, it's like, oh, do you have to like clean the wound multiple times? Like, I'm gonna be very like.
Yeah, okay. That seems reasonable. And we can. How do I handle this? It's like because of doing that, I want to give you a +1 on rolling against this. I'm just going to write it down in my notes. Is if you have to ever roll about against the fact that you're injured, I'm going to give you a +1 because you were like, I paid attention and I am taking very good care of myself.
Yeah, I'm not like completely stupid, just kind of stupid because I got fucking shot. Emily's so angry about this.
Yeah. Just for I don't know. I feel like this isn't the first time Rio has run away from security guards like in this circumstance, and I feel like he'd think it's super fucking weird that they shot first.
Oh no,
Emily thinks it's super fucking weird because like that's not how things go. Like
yeah, because I feel like when Rio's been in this situation before, usually he's like they don't get paid that much. Usually they chase you for like 3 minutes and then give up.
Yeah, no, this is weird. And if you'd hung around to study some things, you maybe would have had more information about why it's weird.
Yeah, it's too bad I got shot.
Rio's fucking dumb.
I'm not saying
the guy with a gun. He's fucking dumb.
I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't have done something. I'm trying to put my cards on the table and being like, as GM, there's reasons that this stuff happened, and I wasn't just
we know there's reasons. You're not.
Yeah, I'm not just like I don't. Some people play games like that, right? That are like the players are doing too well, and I want to see them suffer, and that's not how I do.
I'm just trying to say that like Rio's
clearly
like,
I wasn't doing too well. I kept getting like shit rolls. I wasn't doing too well.
So anyway, you are in hospital for like 2 days then? Let's say that.
Yeah, sure. I'll like stay there for 2
Overnight.
days.
I think you're there overnight and you're like, I'm gonna leave the next day, but you're like too dosed up on painkillers and stuff and end up like
Okay,
sleeping
yeah.
through the next day. And then you're like, okay, I'm good. This is gonna be a fortune on my health insurance. I'm just gonna leave. Please don't call me an ambulance. I can't afford it.
Fucking woman that got run over by a bus.
I have decided in my head that health insurance is not an important part of this game because it's too horrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
For this
We're
setting.
playing a scary game.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not playing that scary
Yeah,
of a
it's
game.
too terrifying.
We're in the States, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
rural United States.
Yeah, no, yeah. Realistically, Emily.
Realistically, they don't have ambulances.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
It's not. You're not rural. You're in a city.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, and also I'm thinking, like, given the situation, that Rio probably would have just like drove straight to the ER, but that's not here nor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just goofing about the ambulance because that's the thing when you're like, ha, America medical care sucks. Is people being like, please don't call me an ambulance. I can't afford it.
I don't have $2,000.
I'm thinking, for whatever reason, if Emily's parents try to call Rio, he's just like not gonna pick up the phone.
He's a super good bro.
He's just like not. He's not gonna. He does not want to answer these questions.
That sucks too. Wait, do they know that like she went out with him?
They don't know fucking anything.
I don't
about
tell my parents shit. They know
Yeah.
I go out and fuck around, but they know I'm not the worst. I'm not like out vandalizing.
You're not
things.
out getting shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
like Rio does
they know
not want to deal with these questions.
They know that I'm not the kind of person to go and break the law for funsies.
Yeah.
Like they would.
Crimes.
Yeah, like if I got caught by the security guards and they didn't fucking shoot me, and I got like the police came and blah blah blah, my parents would like question me about it. They wouldn't just assume that I was like there stealing stuff.
Like, why were you even out there?
Yeah, they would basically be like, "What the fuck were you doing? Like, are you stupid?" But they
Yeah.
wouldn't say that because they're good Christians, and they wouldn't.
I think if Eve had successfully got Emily arrested, the worst thing that would have happened to her is her parents been like, you cannot spend time with Rio anymore. You can't
be like, yeah, sure,
you
that's
can't
gonna happen.
hang out with this person that like talks you into doing dangerous stuff, right? But that's not what happened. We are where we are. I guess this is like this whole trip happened within 24 hours of Sam coming by the coffee shop. Rio seems that impulsive.
Yeah. Like if you would have told Rio that there was this dude who's like, oh, you can pick up ghosts on the radio, Rio's like, oh fuck,
Is that verbatim what somebody told Rio? Was like, you can get ghosts on the radio.
No, I don't think so. I think it was like this kid was using the radio saying he was looking for paranormals, and I think Rio was like, ghosts?
Okay.
I think like if the coffee ghost part came up, you're like, oh fuck.
This is kind of
oh shit.
This is kind of funny. In the Dish Pit Witches game, my character is convinced that the reason our fridge freezer keeps breaking is because it's haunted.
God damn it.
They've been so convinced now that customers started being scared to come to the building because they keep on telling people the fridge freezer's haunted. So does somebody involve... Somebody has to inform Dewy so that they can inform Emily's job that she's not coming to work.
Yeah. I think Rio will like bite the bullet on that one and be like, okay, so you know how we said we were gonna go out and look for ghosts?
Yeah.
So one thing led to another, and there was this trigger-happy security guy. Emily may have kind of gotten shot, but she's fine. It's not a big deal. We got out of there. I beat the shit out of him. And now, so she won't be into work for a few days, but it's okay. Don't worry, okay?
Where is she?
She's in the hospital if you want to see her.
I go offline. I just stopped talking. I just like I'm driving. I'm in my car.
I would feel like in Rio would often like do dumb shit, but usually like not this bad.
Yeah, so,
Usually
like,
it's not like someone got shot.
Yeah, when you're like, hey, gotcha, I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, just like would I just be able to go in? Would they just let me in?
Yeah. You're like
Okay, cool.
You're like her friend. You're not admitting her. You just come during visiting hours, and she's there.
Okay, so yeah, when I first hear about this, I immediately go and I'm like, please tell me what happened.
Emily just kind of like, she's being a bit more like cold shouldery, like she's kind of talking, but she's not like.
And she's so angry.
She's just like, it was just an accident. It was whatever. Like the guy shot me even though I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but why the like, have you guys talked to the authorities about just a random person shooting you?
No, no, we didn't. We don't really. I don't know. Like they were security guards. They shouldn't have shot me, but like I was still like trespassing.
Dewey's just like beside herself, like you went into an abandoned area and like this is kind of a bad neighborhood. Like why did you guys think would happen going
We
like that
didn't
far
mean to
in?
be there.
Just like freaking out. Like you guys like shouldn't have gone that far from the car. Like what the fuck?
You weren't there. You weren't there. You don't get it.
Oh,
evidently you're not getting a lot of useful information on what happened.
Nope.
So I wanna also say, cause like in my head this entire time, because Dewey was off work, she was hitting every occult store she could find to find like wards for ghosts, cause she's starting to get kind of nervous. She like pulls 2 charms out of her bag and like gives one to each of you guys, like after the conversation ends.
Yeah.
Just like here, this is supposed to like ward off spirits.
She'll put it on the nightstand because she doesn't have pockets because she has like the little nighty gown.
I also, once I like finally calm down, I text Jason like, hey, you're gonna have to change the schedule again.
That's the only thing that Emily is like, okay, well, at least that's brightening my day, ruining Jason's.
Jason's day is ruined.
Fucking
Oh, no, he has
medley.
to work a double shift. He's an asshole anyway.
So you send this message to Jason, being
Yeah,
like,
Emily's in the hospital. I'm seeing her right now. She's not going to be in work for a while.
And you get a text back being like, first that you know Jason's not a total asshole. You get the like, oh man, I hope she gets better. I hope she's okay. You know, make sure she's all right. Don't worry about the shifts. Cassidy showed up.
Oh.
Dewey's like passively reading, and then she stops and she's like, guys, Cassidy showed up for work.
That's it for tonight.
Yeah. Goosebumps.
Sorry, Dewy, you were out of the loop for a while.
No, that's fine. If you were gonna cut back to me, I was just gonna be role playing, talking to some like fucking chick selling me crystals that'll cure cancer. Like I want to protect from ghosts, and it's like, oh honey, you gotta get rid of those negative energies.
What's the name of the occult store that you bought your charms from?
Ah, fuck! I was gonna joke I was hitting a bunch of them.
I'd name a couple. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Wands and Wizards. Hold on. You know what?
Moonlight Witchery.
Oh no.
Moonlight Witchery.
Only the kitschiest names for Schiller Park.
Yeah.
Only the best. Fuck, it's on my Wait. This is okay. Okay. One of them's Neptune's Pride.
Oh, how about that?
The
Oh.
brewing pot. The brewing pot.
The
Okay.
brewing pot.
Okay, that's 4 is plenty. I don't want this thing to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
too many occult stores.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to do another little callback, so I picked the name of our.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I feel like Schiller Park's like the type of place where it doesn't have like lots of stores that you would actually want them to have, but
But
it's
it
got like
has so many of the same bullshit.
yeah, it's got lots of like shitty hobby shops that you like
There's
have
like
no
30
interest in going
dentist
in.
office. Like there's no way that any of these people are a bunch of bubble tea places.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like going to the fucking mall in White Rock
Mm.
when they still had a Zellers after Zellers went bankrupt because everybody there's 70 and change scares them.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we're not playing again for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Because I don't want to. I joked about being like, oh, I'll just kill Rio off, but I really was joking. I would not just kill Rio off, and I don't want to do a session without him. You guys are going to see this through to the end.
Is Daryl not here next week?
Yeah, no, I am hilariously enough going to the island next week.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're on the island the week after. So the next time.
Esty, when does your schooling start?
September.
Yeah,
when,
but
when in September?
Oh, fuck, the 6th?
Damn, like the day before the stream.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh,
So
shit. Yeah.
let me wrap up the show because the thing I want to establish on stream is no show for 2 weeks.
No.
Sorry, our fans.
Yeah, sorry, fans. And then we will probably do one extra session on like the week of the 31st to like do two things to finish this off.
Yeah.
If everyone is good with that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say besides like Thursdays for August, I don't have anything else going on. So if we need to pop a couple extra days around,
Yeah.
So do you guys want to double bill Tuesday and Wednesday then?
I usually have Mondays, but we'll see what happens. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Well, anyway, we will hammer this out. I guess Mondays. I can't. If we're going to do Mondays, we've got to organize it now because it will mean the next show date's the 30th and not the 31st.
Hmm.
Do you know what your schedule looks like?
Like I said, it's usually Mondays, so we could shoot for that 30th as long as no one else has any issues with it.
My only other suggestion is like playing super late, till like 4 in the morning.
No, I can't do that. It's I could do like one more hour. So what's it? Monday the 30th. Yeah, I can't do Monday the 30th. Well, I guess I can. I just don't want to. We'll do Monday the 30th. Yeah. If everyone can do Monday the 30th, then I'll do Monday the 30th.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Okay, so we've got two shows on the 30th and 31st. And then I press F to pay respects. All right. Good night. Thanks for coming to our thing. Have a wonderful evening. Don't go out looking for ghosts using Bakelite radio.
No,
don't fucking surrender yourself to security. They'll fucking just shoot you.
Evidently.
Please just surrender yourself to security. They're not weird security in Schiller Park.
Schiller Park.
Schiller Park. Good night, everyone. Goodbye, but not forever. Just for